You can do a lot with cards, and you can interact with quite a lot of the different mechanics within the game using the card system. And there is a generic pool of cards that you can use, that all factions can use, but the factions also have their own set of unique cards that builds upon their playstyle and their own special sort of gimmicks. So yeah, they can be used from everything from recruiting units to destroying enemy armies to teleporting your armies around and to blocking enemy armies and upgrading buildings. Pretty much everything you can think of.
Do you acquire cards as you go along, or
so each faction have their own way of gaining new cards.
Okay.
And in the combat mode, which you will see here in the screen in just a second.
Oh, good.
Each general has their own set of cards as well,
okay,
which are separate from those in the strategic layer, and they represent that individual vampire's sort of background, history, and powers. So it also very much takes into account, like when you want a new general and you want to turn those from a specific noble human, you always have a choice, and depending on what human you turn, the vampire will have different abilities in the end. So there is strategic choices also in who you choose to turn into your bloodline.
Okay. Now, how do cards get used in battle?
Yeah, so I think you'll see here in a second as well. So you can just, depending on the card itself and the ability it represents, you can either draw it out onto the field and just use them to target the character or the area that you want to target. But these can be quite different. They can be everything from buffs to damage dealing spells, to healing spells, to utility spells, and so on and so forth. And we found that they really it creates a really interesting. It's a really interesting concept in that it's very approachable. Everyone understands how a card is used, and so it's it's quite easy to get playing with them once you actually understand how the system works.
Now, is it you have a deck and you get a random set of cards, or you take these particular cards into battle?
Yeah, so you always take a particular set of cards into battle. And
Okay.
that goes back to what I said about each general having cards that represent that general's background.
Sure. Okay.
and
I wasn't sure if like the general had like a big stack.
No, they always have the same set.
Okay, gotcha,
And you
okay.
can upgrade these as well as when the general gains levels to customize them more fully.
Hold on. Okay, so the generals gain levels and the cards gain levels.
Yeah, as the general gains levels, they can upgrade their cards.
I love it. I love it, man.
I told you, it's quite a lot of content in this game.
No, I absolutely love turn-based strategy games because I can't, like, thinking on the fly is not like, never been in my like general wheelhouse. But if I can sit there and like look at that, no, that goes there, then it goes there, and then I play that.
Yeah.
So but also with having like the card upgrade.
Field of Glory Empires is a new grand strategy game of outstanding depth. Set in Europe and the Middle East shortly after the death of Alexander the Great, you can lead one of over 70 playable factions. Each faction has its own set of national traits and modifiers, allowing you to find a strategy that best fits your playstyle. In Empires, wise management of your regions is crucial to survival. The construction tree is not necessarily linear, and the armory you thought it's safe to delay cannot be hastily created in a crisis. And remember to look at your subjects. Citizens and slaves alike have their own cultural identity, and failing to properly address their demands can quickly lead to unrest. Naturally, empires don't survive on goodwill alone. You'll have to learn how to raise specialized armies and discover the perfect combination from over 600 unit models, split into 13 ethnicities and 20 categories, with more than 100 custom national units. As an additional feature, Field of Glory Empires lets you export and play your battles into Field of Glory 2, and then load the results back into the game. This optional feature offers you direct control over the battles if you own Field of Glory 2. Be careful though. In Field of Glory Empires, you must never be complacent. Thanks to a unique decadence mechanic, many civilizations have collapsed from being blind to the signs of impending crisis. The older your empire, the more challenges will lurk in the shadows. Reckless expansion without carefully shaping your culture and system of government may prove an unwise strategy.
Stock are being filled.
Morning.
Hello, how are you?
Delivery completed. Down we go. Thank you for your time.
I would love to.
Where is the carrier? Or right on time.
Hi, Mom.